Alright, good evening everyone. So I'm just here to double check that the board looks like it's okay. I had to change the whole setup, and then after we start I will unfortunately not be taking part in the chat, but I hope that I will see you after the game. So let's join regardless. Alright, let's see. Move confirmation is on, so we're not going to have mouse slips. And the time slot, it's not ideal, but it's kind of okay. I'm gonna leave it. We're already a little bit late. Alright, so see you guys after the game. And thanks again for anyone and everyone who's coming past to say hey. Oh, thank you, Guitar Spider. Later. Alright, cool. So d4, d5. Let's go c4. Let's increase the sound of the computer a little bit. e6. Oh, okay, there goes all my prep. Yes, I know my opponent plays the Queen's Gambit declined and the Slav, and I was really expecting the Slav. No, it looks like we're not getting a Slav. Alright, well, um, yeah, oh wow, reconnecting already. Yeah, things are off to a great start. um, okay, yeah, knight c3. Let's see, I did consider this earlier. I was wondering if maybe I'd end up playing, it's like a Catalan setup basically. The Tarrasch, which I don't really know so well. Alright, I believe I'm supposed to take this pawn. And let's see if it's the Scara Gambit, because then, oh no, because Barbie would have found that kind of hilarious, I think. Alright, I think there's just like a really standard setup here because I'm already out of prep. I don't really know this. So we are just going to defend the pawn, I think. Let's see, there's no checks right now. If you take, if you push. So just knight f3 and maybe like bishop f4, and you know, we're just gonna have a game. I don't really know specifically what to do here, but I think we can just kind of wing it and play a game. So GG to my opponent. I did have something fun prepped, but I guess all of that's now for nothing. So let's see. I will just double check my camera is facing me correct. Yes, and I'm mostly in the middle of it. Okay. Alright, and apologies, I'm also checking if little man is okay. I tried to get him to bed before this, but he didn't quite get to bed. And my wife was also busy helping her grandma do cooking for tonight. So yeah, I remember some people saying like, oh, when my kid was a newborn, I had the most time I've ever had to play computer games. But it's not the amount of time you have, it's the amount of specifically scheduled free time, consistent alone time, right? To stream, I have to be separate in a room, not paying attention to anyone else, can't help, and it has to happen at this time. So yeah, I think some of you might know that babies are notoriously bad at keeping to schedules. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky situation, but I think we're kind of okay. Uh, yeah, okay. So I don't know this position myself. The most recent look at this I've had, I know the Scara Gambit is here, and I think Barbie played against this recently. And the best line is not to take, but to check first and then to take, because then the queen doesn't hang. Well, it's a whole thing. Um, the the game we've got here, knight f3, bishop f4, is kind of like a blanket d4 response. Because I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna put my bishop out, I'm gonna play e3, I'm gonna, put my other bishop out, and I'm gonna castle, and then we're just gonna have a game. We're just gonna have a game. Unless my opponent is thinking, because I've already made some massive blunder, son, and I should have covered him a bit more when I went walking with him earlier today, so I think he's a little bit hurt. Oh, oh, okay, that's not for me, but it is across the microphone. Alright, looks like my opponent also, maybe we're all unaware of what's happening right now, you know, this is all new to everyone. Yeah, I'm basically just going to try and get it, which for that reason I'd done something slightly different, but now it's irrelevant, I guess. Oh, let's see. Oh, let's see. Wow. The last two online things I did, three online things I did, were all coverage and recap streams. And we were all like talking. Now I realize I can't talk. Now I'm so lonely. Little man, he's still awake. Alright, so let's see. Candidate moves for black. Take and push. I don't expect either of this to happen. I'd be kind of surprised. Push is probably the worst of the two. You do get a long-term 3 pawns versus 2, but probably let going of the tension is kind of good for me. I could have given them an IQP. I'm basically doing what Hanging Pawns suggested in his D4 repertoire video. He showed a few Tarrasch lines. That's where I know the Skara one from. There's like some more, but I don't know them. I just know that if you don't know what's going on in D4, basically just, you know, close things up. Just play like semi-Londonish. So bishop out might be good. Knight f6 pretty standard. I'd expect one of these right now. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, yep, there we go, knight f6. I do think that they can ask us if we want to give them the bishop in this case. So if we go here, they can actually immediately try to take it. Maybe we go back and we say, cool, you can take it, but you at least give us a half-open file. Then maybe they develop their bishop, we develop our bishop, they castle. Oh, they can't castle actually because we're hitting this. They'd have to move one of the pawns on their king side first. If they move here, where would we be able to go? Nothing immediate. If they go here, still nothing immediate. We could play queen up. Actually, when they move their bishop, we could take as well, I guess. Alright, we're just gonna go for it. No reason to pretend I'm considering multiple other moves. Just, hey yo, just here we go. Very safe, nothing fancy. They could play something like bishop f5 here. Of course, in the normal way I play the Queen's Gambit declined, I would play Queen c2, but this is not the normal one, so I'm not going to try and do everything the same way. And against that, I wonder. Do we just play bishop e2 and keep the pieces on the board and castle? Eventually, if they let us, I think we're going to play like h3. Maybe we can tuck the bishop away long term. Play a rook over to the c file. I will almost definitely give them the IQP if they move their bishop, but if they don't, I mean, it's still okay, but, you know, if they go here, I guess they are threatening my pawn, though. Oh, but I can do this, so I can take with my knight, and if they do this, they can give us an IQP. Dawn there. The bishop pair. Put a rook on this file. Get another rook over here. We all have isolated pawns though, so it's not exactly a massive issue. It's the same benefit and problem. Middleman is down. Alright. Success! Looks like my son is asleep. I think. Yeah. Alright, that's good news. That's one less thing to worry about. How do I put this down? Put this here. Unfortunately, no 2-month-old outside assistance this game. He's been very talkative lately. Oh well. I guess even though we didn't play into anything that I've looked at much, the point is that I did look at some stuff, and I did learn a little bit, you know, 1 or 2 new things, which is kind of fun. So I think that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. Alright, so now we can give them the IQP. Okay, so bishop out is probably the main move. Taking is probably okay-ish. Actually, if I go here, do they just take? And then I have to do this, so maybe bishop e2 is better. Bishop e2, they castle. Did we play h3 before we castle? Because then we want to keep our bishop. And we can also give them the IQP in that case. You just got to work hard to make sure they can't liquidate it too soon. Because the bishop's going to be here. We take and go here, get this in maybe? Not sure. Alright, but bishop e2 looks good. Here is kind of unnecessary, I think. This pawn is sufficiently defended. We've got no fancy tricks that I can see. And I don't want to put it on d3. Because then I walk into this. Although that's actually not like super bad, right? It's not exactly a disaster. If I go d3 and you take and I take, yeah, I don't know. Do I want to play with multiple IQPs? If I induce this, it's well, you know, let's just stop thinking. Let's just make an easy move. Bishop e2, less thinking. We can think later. Right now we just want to. Okay, now I'm going to play h3 before I castle. If I castle now and they do this, you know, that's not so fun. If I take and they take, and then I play h3, then I think this is coming and I don't have enough. Oh, I have enough of defenders, but I have to like liquidate everything, so. 3 is my move. Bishop can be safe. I'm going to castle. We're a little bit slower to castle, but I don't see any big problem with that just yet. Bishop f5 is still a very nice move for black, I would say. Although we can actually then chase the bishop away the same way. I wonder. Bishop f5, knight h4. If you jump your knight somewhere, I guess my knight is also attacked, but I would just take here. So no jump really looks super scary. But also no reason to... Well, if they put bishop f5 in a castle, maybe h3, and then they literally do the same thing. And they literally do the same thing. And then... I guess at that point I would probably take the pawn. There's also like a b6 to get hanging pawns. Personally, I would not recommend that. Just because hanging pawns can be really difficult to play. I don't know, hanging pawns feels harder to play than an IQP, because as soon as you move it you can lose like both of them. It's not just one pawn that you could liquidate maybe. If you don't know what you're doing, I think it's just bye-bye pawns. In the mid-game. In-game, hanging pawns is basically disconnected passers, right? So, anyway. Alright, we're getting a little bit ahead on the clock here. Our no nonsense, no fanciness approach seems to be kind of working. That's nice. Yeah, so b6 is a move. Otherwise, just bishop f5 I think makes a lot of sense. Making lift for the king, like h6 or something, is also fine, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. A6. As soon as you move a pawn on this side, I'm probably going to take and then castle. Because then if you push, I think I have it. You know, I'm going to have an isolated IQ, like an isolated queen's pawn, but it's going to be an extra pawn in that case, so that's pretty good. Oh no, little man is not asleep. Little man is just chilling. Maybe he's asleep. Hang on, this thing can zoom in. This is a really bad image of my son. Can't see much, can you? Alright. Anyway, no movement, that's good. Oh, no. No, I want the big view. Make it full screen. Full screen. Okay. Oh, my phone is... My phone is very old. My phone is very old and very bad. I did also see actually earlier, I'm still not sure I want to do something like that, but I do realize I have a jump here that hits this square, and like you can't actually block anymore because your bishop's on e7. So I don't know, let's make a random move here, and then I go here, and I'm threatening to come in here. So maybe you put your bishop out, I go here, then you move your rook around. Then I jump back, and I've achieved nothing. Success. Yeah, this looks like a fun jump, but as soon as this light square bishop moves, the rook can run around. And unless there's like a clear... Okay, well that fork maybe isn't the worst. I could also take that. Interesting they don't put it on f5 and take the diagonal that's open. I'm kind of surprised. I guess they're intending to do something like this and like hold the pawn in that way. I mean, if I take, they take back. Jumping in actually doesn't have any big value. They put their rook there and then I've got nothing. As far as I can see anyway. This is also a million defenders. So after I take, that pawn's not at all weak. Although if they push it, my a pawn might be a bit of a situation. Alright, I'm still pretty happy with this whole situation though, so I'm just going to castle. I don't see immediate problems. Pushing, I think I get to break it down a little bit. I could go here, because I got that covered with my knight still. If you take, I take with my queen maybe. I mean, I could take with my pawn, but I think I want my pawn on a3 actually to cover that square. I'm a little bit surprised by this. It's not very ambitious, I would think. You know, long pawn, light square bishop. Maybe you want to double up. 1 second. Alright, duty calls. I have to go do something quickly, so on with the music, and I'll be right back. At least there's a lot of time. Hang on, I have a be right back sign. Right, here we go. And mic on, and no, tab back to the game. No, not to the music. Music softer, pause. Okay. Alright, there was a spider. Alright, what's happening? Does this not walk into a bit of a problem, maybe? Bishop b5, pinning to the queen. Maybe play a6. e5, hitting the queen, hitting the knight. Let's say the queen goes... I can't go to any of these squares, because if I take, it has to go here, I guess. Then I take... which way? Yeah, I think this is a nice move for me here. Even if you protect it, over here, queen moves somewhere. You're not going to take back with your rook, so I guess I take with my knight. Double up your pawns. Maybe I can hit the rook in that case after you take with the b pawn. Then you've got this kind of situation. Then what? I think this is my move here. I think this is a bit of a mistake by the opponent. What can they do instead? They can put their bishop out here, then I jump and hit the queen anyway. They take with the bishop. I take with a pawn maybe? Hitting this knight. I'm not so sure. Maybe I take this first. Then I jump. Bishop goes back. Take. Oh, hang on. Bishop goes back. My knight's got it covered. So this is actually not going to happen. So here... yeah, you can do this, but... same problemo. And this is still protected. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got a bit of a tactic situation here, actually. Oh wait, I almost went with the knight. I went the bishop. The bishop's going. The bishop's going. Not the knight. Oh my goodness. I can't keep changing what I'm focusing on. I'm not good enough at this game. Okay, the bishop goes. Then this bishop comes in. Then I attack. Your bishop has to take. So I get the bishop pair, I guess. I do feel like I want to take this way. But I don't actually... maybe if I do this and you do this, then I take here. And if you take... I take back. And I still got the same attack coming. So here, here, here... I mean, you can take this way, but I'm guessing you're going to take my bishop. Then I take, and it's still pinned to your knight, and my knight's still coming in. Yeah, I've convinced myself this is going to work. Let's see. Did I say? There was a spider. As happens basically every night or two here where we are currently with my in-laws. It's out on an island in the countryside in Nagasaki on the west end. Old house, you know, wooden, everything. Got gaps everywhere at this point probably. And yeah, yesterday kana? No, the day, no, yesterday it rained really hard into the night, and so then it's really wet outside, and the spiders tend to like come into the house a bit more because it's rainy. So that's the situation. I guess you can kind of spoil my fun by taking here now. Then I take back, then your bishop comes. I didn't actually look at that, did I? I looked at all of this. Taking here. Can I jump my knight away? But then I'm sacrificing so many pawns for the whole plan, so I don't think it's worth it. Oh, hang on, but if you take here, I take with the knight. Oh no, but that's not the same plan. That's not the same plan. Although it still gets kind of the same result, doesn't it? Because I can take with the bishop or the knight. You have to take with the pawn. Although in this case maybe I don't even take, because then you've just got an isolated IQP situation. So we just start trading off. We keep your... yeah, we take your dark square bishop. We keep your light square bishop on because it's looking at the pawn. And then we have to change the mindset. Change the mindset. Actually, this kind of bishop over here, knight over here plan is part of the Slav prep I looked at. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is my move. Hitting the queen. Queen has to go somewhere, can't be here. Can go there, I guess. Can also go there. Probably not going to go there though, so it's one of these light squares. And then, I mean, if it's this one, I'm taking with the knight for sure. Because then I'm threatening, well, actually, either way, I guess I'm taking with the knight, because I'm threatening the bishop as well. So let's say here, okay, hang on, let's just play it. This is the plan. Attacking that queen. The defender of the square is pinned to the queen. So we're expecting this and this. So if you go here, I mean, either way, I guess, yeah, I think this is my move. You take, and your pawn structure is just a little bit silly, I guess. Or do I take here? Maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe I try and play with this fancy knight over here. Do I have enough attackers on that middle pawn after I take this way? Two defenders, not quite. Oh, what's so noisy? Not sure. Okay. The only thing is here you can take there, but that's a massive mistake. So here you're going to take this way. I run away, I guess. I don't know where exactly to run to. I kind of almost want to give up the bishop to keep this attractive knight on the offensive square. So take, you take with the pawn, I take. I'm guessing you take with your bishop. If I jump here, you have to keep watch of this square, so your bishop has to go there, I guess. Oh, this is looking pretty actually interesting. Because then I get a rook over and I'm hitting this pawn again, along with my knight. Oh wow, okay, yeah, so I think it's bishop takes here, knight over here. You have to keep watch for this potential, whatchamacallit, fork, or you have to just give me the bishop. I also then have the rook c1, which lines up against this weak pawn. And the queen, and my knight's also hitting it. Alright, I like this continuation. We're gonna go for it. I'm gonna say my good bishop is actually not quite as worthwhile in this position as the other pieces I have. I can threaten this immediately as well, I see. And if you move somewhere, I can do this, but then that's kind of a strange pawn structure. So I think I like this taking first. Take first, and then after you take here, here probably, I'm assuming. You could move your queen as well, but I think actually then I would just take, and lots of action. Okay, so take. I'm also threatening to just play b4, I guess, and just have the pawn solidified. Not even with my knight, just with another pawn. If you do this, I can keep on defending it. My back rank is clean, so my rooks are connected to something at least. If you try and do something interesting, I don't think it works at this point. There's no way to get a knight in here, unfortunately. Yeah, now I go here, I think. Then I go here. Then I can sink the knight in because it's defended by the rook. Or I can just... And then I've got double, it's here. Wow, yeah. I can do this ahead as well. Does moving it first make more sense? No, I think I'm just gonna, keep the pace going. The only thing with the knight move is I give you knight e4, which I might not actually want to do in the long term. Here, if you go there, I mean, I'd still take, and then I can hit your knight, and I can hit your pawn. Yeah, if you go here, I'm also still good with this, thankfully. Okay, I think we're just gonna, there's no checks or anything funny. I'm just gonna continue my fancy plan. I do realize this then opens up on my A pawn. We'll have to see if that's a problem. I hope I can keep introducing reasons why you don't want to deal with that. One of them will be that if I try to take with the knight or with the rook, your queen's in a bit of a sticky situation. So this is what I was expecting. This is an option. Your queen can't connect with your bishop, so you can't like move it to get out of the fork or whatever, because it's still going to hang. So these are kind of, I think these are the only moves really. I can't see anything else that's really worth it. Jumping out, just, I still get this, that's still hanging. Yeah, now I go here and I'm double attacking your weak pawn. I'm also threatening to put my knight in. Now if I go here and you push, I mean, no danger levels, I'm gonna attack your queen first. Actually, maybe I'll take this way, because I'm hitting the bishop, I'm threatening a fork, and I'm threatening to unleash the rook against your queen, so you gotta move anyway. And then I can take back... Oh man, okay, yeah. Alright, I think this is the move. Funny how this actually resembles somewhat the kind of variation in the Slav I was prepping. I don't want to get all fancy and show that whole variation now, because I'm trying to focus on this position, but um, I think we can look at it after the game quickly. And we can also... Oh yeah, the opponent said if they... Maybe. We said we check after the game, but maybe they will be happy to have a chat. What am I saying? To have a chat after the game. That'll be nice. Alright, sorry, I was busy looking like what if here... Like, do I take it? Do I sink my knight in instead? If I take, you can take with your knight, and then you're kind of covering this square. So I think actually I don't take. Your bishop's not that great over there, so I maybe just keep on jumping, double attacking it. I'm also hitting this pawn, but I don't think I have anything there right now. Also got to remember we're hitting this square, so at any point we could open up the defended bishop, which is flippin' amazing because it means we can open it up against the queen as well. It's not a hanging piece. Yeah, I'm thinking this is probably what they're going to play, to be honest. What do I do against that? I think I just have to put my knight out. The pawn isn't hanging just yet. I just gotta hit it twice. Then what? If you do this, I think I'd be happy to take, to be honest. Just, again, the worst pawn structure. Pushing the pawn, okay. Now the pawn is double defended. Can I prove that that's not going to work out? If I can't, I don't know what to do. If I go here, you push, right? But at some point you're going to run out of steam, aren't you? Oh, hang on, I mean, I can take, and once you take, I can just pin it against the queen. So I'm still going to win it either way, right? I take, you take here, and bishop can't do anything that I have to care about, I think. And also from here, after I've now won this pawn, I'm such a genius. Then I think I might actually take that bishop. Oh, then I give you a connected. Maybe I do this. Just try and like put the knight there for a while. Yeah, because I can't get there or there. Like this square is triple defended right now. Alright, but anyway, I can take, right? Because if you take back, you're stuck to the queen. And that bishop can't go anywhere useful. The queen can't do anything scary. So yeah, I think this pawn is just for the taking. We also got to develop our own queen somewhere. On the same one, I'm scared to put it here because of this. Oh, sorry, because of this. I'm also not sure what it does on a4. Maybe there's something. f3 seems kind of silly. Our opponent does have this kind of plan, but again, we're now opening up against the queen, so that's not going to go so well probably. Although, yeah, you take here. I don't actually know. What do I do? I just take, I guess. You take with your queen. Oh, I've got this covered at least once. Oh, with my knight as well. Yeah, I guess I jump in then actually. Hitting the knight, hitting the rook, and if you try to get fancy, my bishop's covering, my queen's covering with the knight, so that doesn't work. Good to look at it, although looking at it now afterwards, a little bit scary. Maybe you should have looked at it beforehand. Where's this knight going? Alright, if I get this jump allowed, I mean this is clearly good because I can get either of these. I was also looking at this maybe to get the knight. This is probably best though. Okay, now I do this. Please tell me I didn't massively miscalculate, right? You go here, I take with check. I take with a threat. Or I just take the pawn like this. But I guess I want to try and get an outside passer. I guess. Alright, yeah, I can't do this or something stupid because then that's bad. I can jump my knight. But you could defend it again as well. Nah, the pawn's gonna have to be the one that does this job. Because basically I don't want it to be worthwhile. So you can jump your knight out to defend it. But actually you're gonna have the same problem again then, aren't you? Because then I can take, you take with a knight, and then I jump my knight attacking it again, and you still can't defend it with anything else. So that's not. You basically just got to move your queen at this point, I think. Do I take with the rook? And then, like, double a pawn isolated deliciousness? I don't know if that's actually any good. Are we still up a pawn? Yes, we are. We're also up a pawn structure, at least for now, but I don't know if it's worth keeping it that way. I like keeping the rook on c1 because it feels very safe. So taking with the pawn, and then I can just kind of like keep on pushing it down to there. It's hard for you to attack on a dark square. Where's my knight going? Then I need to rework my knight maybe. Otherwise, if I take and go here, I can get this jump in, which is a thing, I guess. Get my rook over there. Yeah, otherwise just take with the rook. And then... And in that case, actually, my queen can go on to d4 because there's no dark square bishop. There's no knight that can hit me directly. If you push here, I can just defend. Take back with my pawn. I can bring my other rook over. Pawn's going to be kind of difficult to defend on that file, but there's probably some way to do it. Oh, and with this we actually get the bishop pair off of black's hands as well. They could have just sacked the pawn, but they decided to trade the knight back. Okay, now I have to take with the pawn, I guess. Is there any other nice in-between move? If I do this and they take here, am I mostly crying about it? I think so. Because here and they take, and then that jump does nothing. So I kind of have to take with the pawn, I guess. But I do have this. I do have that to keep the pawn safe. Is there any value to doing this? They take there. Don't see any. Don't see any value. The other thing is actually I can try trade off queens here. And try and get these pawns together, although I guess they'd probably pay a5 in that point. And maybe it's not so good to trade off the queen. Although a rook there would also fall a little bit in trouble to this. Alright, anyway, so I have to take with the pawn, because otherwise I just lose a pawn, and then what's the point of all this fanciness? Here, and if they come here, would I trade off my queen? I don't have to, so I probably wouldn't because I don't have to. Alright, yeah, we're going to take that bishop. Couldn't see anything specifically fancy. And... oh, I do realize actually we can do this and put our bishop on top of the pawn as well. But I think if we can get our pawn to c7, the bishop will just do a pretty good job helping to keep the pawn safe. Our queen actually maybe it's time for queen a5, a4 now. Helping protect the a-pawn. Helping to stop the a-pawn from running on their side. And also maybe helping with this square. I can push once. If you go there, thank you for the exchange, I guess. Or for messing up. I'll take the exchange, I guess. Yeah, you can't get here in time, so pushing is almost definitely going to be our move. Coming here, don't see any value in that. I can hit you once, and then I can still push. I mean, this square is mega ultra super defended, but having an advanced pawn that I can put a knight on maybe later does seem pretty good. Maybe it's too early to actually do anything. Maybe we just have to get a rook on the b file now. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually thinking maybe I just do this first. Where does your queen go? Here. And like the pawn's double defended. I'm gonna hit your queen. I gotta hit your queen first. You can't go anywhere there. You can't stay on the file. So you can't go there. So this would be your options. Not great. So maybe actually we do get onto the B file first. So get our other rook on the C file with our queen. So here, these are your options. Oh, hang on, because then here I can actually get into the B7 square. Is my son awake? Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. Here, and then you move somewhere, and then we can do here, and the pawn is still protected by the knight in that point. And then we can get this in, our bishop's also helping out with the diagonal. So here you move somewhere, we push. If you come over, maybe it's just queen up, getting behind the pawn, so that I can do this maybe, because that hits your rook. Right, if I do this, hits your rook. So if you take, I take, and you take and I take, I'll get an exchange. Okay, I like this. I are liking this. I want to keep your queen from coming in. Rook b1 feels pretty good. Only options really here. And then this. You know, actually I do realize if I can get that rook to move, you know, this just hits everything, but I don't know if that's worthwhile. Yeah, I think so. One of these squares would be the required move. Also very important, they haven't got f6 yet, because that keeps our knight here, but eventually they're probably going to get it, so at that point the pawn needs to be defended by my queen and another rook, or maybe by the bishop, because it's not going to be forever that my knight gets to hang out on that square. You know, like here for instance, I run away and then f7, f6, and then I have to run away as well. Although my knight can come back here and defend this way, that's not the end of the world, I guess. Defends the pawn on this square, but I'm going to have it there at that point, I guess. Yeah, actually in that case, I might even have to transform again. Just take the last bishop. They probably pick up the pawn or block it or something. Pay. My wife just paid something. What are they paying? What is she paying? What's she buying? No, it's tricky. This pawn, this knight is amazing, but eventually they're going to make me move it, right? Oh, hang on. Ooh, makes me think maybe I shouldn't move my queen. I actually missed that I'm covering that square right now. Ah, man, because I was going to go here, but covering all the square is pretty fun. Pretty fun. I could always go here, but that seems kind of pointless. Okay, queen over there is pretty good. Now the pawn's being double attacked. I kind of have to push it now. I can't do anything else, so I've kind of committed to this plan, I think. Unless I say, hey, do you want to give me an exchange for a knight and a rook? But I'm guessing not. I think I just have to push. Yeah, and then the point is that I have this as well, right? Which is really nice. Here, if a rook comes over, come here. If you take here, I take here with check, mess up your pawn structure, and then I take back. And I'm gonna get my pawn to c7, I think. If I do this here, is there any other way? here, and if you take the knight, so you take the knight, take your rook. Oh, hang on, because this is the point, right? So if I go here, 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 and you take here, then I take your rook. And I'm attacking your queen and your knight, so probably you take it there. I take, you take, I take your knight, you take back there. And I'm up an exchange and a pawn. Let's hope that works out. It would be really nice if I could, like, surprise, but I can't. Also, I need this bishop on this diagonal. Yeah, so this is the move that I'm not so excited about. Well, it does like uncover that square a little bit, so I can do this. Oh, hang on. Anything else? I'm doing this first. I'm getting my rook in there, hitting your queen. Your options are rather limited. um, if you come here, oh, that's a tricky one because that actually attacks the pawn, so I kind of have to come here then. Oh man, okay, so here, 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 here. You take me, I take you, you take me, I take back. My pawn is defended, I've got a rook over there. You've got an isolated pawn, I've got an extra pawn here, which doesn't matter anymore actually though. And it's a hopefully good knight versus a hopefully bad bishop. Oh, the other thing I have is this jump, and my rook can take. So here, 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 or here. If I do this and you take back, I can take with the pawn, hitting your rook. Then I can what? Hit your queen. Oh man, it's difficult to figure out. Here, 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 you take. I can take with the rook, but it looks like it's a pointless move. If I take with the rook, you just take my pawn. Oh, then I can take this pawn here. Boom, then you take. And then I'm up a pointless pawn. So if I lose this pawn, basically it's a draw again. Shit. Otherwise I just don't. No, but I need to. I need to move this bishop. I need to play actively because is there no way to get this done? Um, oh, hang on. I can defend the pawn here, and my rook can come over. If you take this, I can take back with my queen. This rook still defending the pawn. Then you can attack it twice. I can defend it with my queen. You take, I take. And then I've got my other rook to come in while your rook's kind of stuck. Okay, that's maybe okay. And I'm going way far down the line, so we'll have to see if all of that makes sense. But I'm hoping that works out. And that's only if they do this. If they do anything else, I have to look at the whole situation again. But I think this is the move. That feels right. Getting into the 7th rank. Also, I keep calculating this, but I keep forgetting that this hangs the knight. I can't do this to myself. I just spent 5 minutes or something making some fancy calculation, but the very first move is a blunder. Oh man. Yeah, the point is that it's hard for them to cover this square. So if they do something like this, I still come in. They still have only 2 options. Here they take, I take, and that's actually forking their pieces. Oh, yeah, that's pretty crushing too. So if they do here to cover that square, I come in. If they go this way, I do also realize once I do this, if they don't take, they can take my pawn and my rook's hanging. Oh, but then I have this, which is pretty good. Hitting your queen, and your queen's actually kind of stuck. Yeah, actually, I think that wins your queen. Hang on, this is cool. So here, 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 take here, and then this wins your queen, I guess. Can't go there. Oh, you can go here. Shit, okay, that doesn't win the queen. Here. Oh, but that's defended. Nice. I can at least take the exchange. Alright, knight forward. That was also one of the options, but I didn't really look at it too detailed. Where does this go? This also does that, right? So this is basically the same plan, but except it doesn't hit anything immediately. So here you have two options. If you go back, I still do this, I think. Yeah, because then if you move the rook, I can fork you guys. And if you take, I take here. Oh no, hang on. Here, here, here you take. Oh, I guess I could take this way. Take here. You probably take my rook. I take, you take back in some way. And I take this pawn. Still up a pawn. This one is the fun one, right? Because if they go forward, I jump, they take. I take, hitting the rook. Probably the rook has to move in front of the pawn. Then I hit your queen again. And your queen's got nothing here, can't go forward really in any way that matters. Oh, you're also threatening a fork here. I almost missed that. Here, here, here. Pretty sure you're going to take, because it's forking these guys, right? Take, here, here. Hit your queen. Can't go back here. Can't. Can attack the pawn from here, I guess. Man, this is tricky stuff. I have this, but then you just take. And then I cry about it. Oh, I've got this as well, I guess. Oh, there's so much to calculate here. I can also just move my queen out of the way and be like, oh wait, hang on, you've got double forks. Yeah, that's a lot of forks actually. That's a lot of forks. That's a lot of nuts. If I go here and you fork my... Oh, that doesn't work though, because then I got this. And then my queen's also helping out. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. So if I go here... this is probably what you do. Then I go here. These squares. Then I jump my knight. You have to take, if you're there, then I can fork you, right? So that's also dangerous. So take. Then I actually can, no, I need to take here this way. You need to move out of the way. And then I've got X attackers. So maybe this is an okay move in this situation. Here. This. Oh no, no. Here, this, hitting that, and here, this. You take. I take. You take. I take, you take. Up in exchange, right? Alright, so this is my move, I think. This was kind of more pressing, but I think my queen needs to be involved faster. These are the danger points. This doesn't do anything. Attacking my file, same problem again, I think. Actually, maybe take once first and then do... No, I just do this, I think. Take back, hitting that, cleaning this, still got all of this. So I think this is my move here. Oh, I realize this also gets me. Oh no. I realize this also gets me. Man, this knight really has like a million jumps. Here, here. Yeah, that's no good. I guess I have to do this first. Back to the same calculation from before. Up, if you go back, that's super bad, basically. If you take, I take. Um, you take, oh, hang on. Here, here. Hang on, here, here, here. You take. Oh, then I can't. I have to take this way? Shit. Does this not work? Is it here and then it's this? Here, and if you go back, then I come here. Preparing to get my other rook in. And here, if you come forward, then I do this whole forcing line. What did I see here? Maybe your queen goes there. Oh, then I can get your rook here. So maybe you take, I take, you take, I take. Okay, I don't know if all of this is correct, but I think that's kind of what we have to do. Why is the time not moving on? Bad? Is the stream still going? What's happening? Hello? Oh my goodness, it says reconnecting. No! Oh, why is the internet always a problem? There we go. Okay, wow, okay, they already moved. So I think in this situation, I'm just gonna go here, they're gonna go there, and then we're gonna get all of this, but at least this is defended. I could also... No, my, my rook hangs. I think I need to get my queen in now. You're gonna go f6. I'm gonna jump in hitting a rook. Also threatening a fork. Oh, hang on, if I go here, you fork me as well. Oh, mother of. Oh, so what, I have to go here? Then here, then here. Then you take... I have to take with my rook. My pawn's double. Oh man, this whole situation's getting mega frustrating. So here, and then I'm just forking myself. Fork you. Here, you take, I take. Forking you guys. Oh, hang on, maybe that's okay. Here, 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 somewhere, I guess. And if you take, I take back with a fork on these guys. Maybe you move your queen out of the way. I take, if you take me, I take there first. Then you have a queen and I've got not a queen. That's not good. Maybe this is the move then. No, but still the same fork. This is the move. Oh man, maybe this is the move then. Covering that square, protecting here. So protect this. Oh man, this is getting tough to figure out. What if I take? Well, there's nothing on that diagonal that's worth taking. What if I go up? And you just hit your queen. Oh, hang on, this is pretty good. Here, hit your queen. You take, I take back. Queen's still stuck. Oh no, then this is... Oh, mother of... Yo, this is tricky. So here, 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 take, take. So I've got a rook and a bishop. Oh, this is so frustrating. Here, here. Jump for the exchange. You take. I hit your queen. Whoa! Hang on, this is maybe okay. Here, here, here. Maybe even like a different way. Here, here. Here, you take queen. No, that's still weak. Still doesn't work. Oh, so I just can't figure this out. There's gotta be a somewhere, right? Alright, if nothing else, I've got this. I'm guessing. This looks really good, but it just doesn't seem to work. Jumping instantly hangs too much stuff. Here, here, here. So defend my pawn. You attack my knight. What if I just don't jump my knight there? Okay, what if I jump my knight here? Pawn is still defended. Oh, shit. Here. So I have to go here. Oh, mother of. There are so many complications. There are so... Maybe if I hit your knight first, you hit me, I hit you, you take, I do this, you take there. What if I do this? You hit me. And then I come up. What's your plan? This? This is so frustrating. Oh, no sacks on f7 just yet. Oh man is awake again. Take, taken some way. Doesn't quite work. Hit your bishop. Ach, hit your knight now and you're coming to hit my rook, right? That's kind of the... Here, here. Can I do the same plan but defend the rook differently? You take, I take, you take, I take, you take, I take. I could also put my rook like somewhere else, but then this... No, I can put my rook here, I guess. Maybe that's the way to go. Infiltrate this way, so I go here. Oh no, I go here, and then once you hit me, then I go over there. I'm still threatening both. And once you take, I take here, here. Ah, this is maybe okay. What happens here? Is that rook under attack? Not immediately. Defend the rook this way. And if you do this, I just jump up here, I guess, and you go here. Hmm. That's pretty good for me, actually. Hang on, maybe this is okay. Oh, but it's not defending the pawn. What was wrong with this? I don't remember. Too many things to keep in mind. it's a double attack on my pawn, and my queen is like sitting behind it, which is dangerous. This opens up nothing I can like take advantage of. Take with the king here. Oh, hang on. Let's look at this a little bit. Take with the king. And then I jump here. Oh, hang on. So here, oh shit. Here. Take, sack a rook. Alright, and then I've got a plan to hit that. Which is try double defend it. That's not going to happen. What if we just both... lose a pawn? This is actually the best plan I have so far. And it doesn't help any of the other pieces get in, which is really frustrating. Here... I basically just can't jump the knight forward anymore because it's gonna get weak. So can I redirect it in a different way? Maybe I put it on d4, still defends it, opens up the diagonal. So maybe I go here or somewhere, or here, I don't know, here, maybe I go here, you go here, I do this. Still defends it. Oh, but that was the problem here, then you take, and I take, and you take, and then I don't know if I'm doing okay or not. I make a queen, you take, I take, and you've got this rook and these guys. I've got this rook and these guys. My pawn's gone. You've got two isolated pawns. Don't know. Honestly don't know what to do here. Here, you take, I take. You take, I take. Here. That's actually okay, maybe. Maybe that's the best I got. At the end of the day, you take, I take. Hitting your rook, hitting your, what you call it, your rook and my hook's hanging. You take my rook, I take your rook. And then whichever way you take back, I take your pawn. I'm up a pawn, I'm attacking your knight. My bishop is active, but I don't know what it's actually doing. Probably just jump your knight back. Take the pawn somehow. If you take it with the... Here, if you take it with the rook... Either way I can take here. And I'm hitting this rook, I'm hitting this knight. And I'm looking at that, but it's not that important. If you jump back, you're actually forking me. That's terrible. Here. Got nothing. I honestly don't know what to do. Just chasing off the pawn for nothing. Hit my queen. No fancy mates. This was the best idea I had, to like semi-trap the queen. But after this, I just couldn't find a way to make it work. Unfortunate. If I go here, then you attack my rook. Although my rook could go sit over there. Everyone who's super good is probably just like, what are you doing? Obviously there. I don't see the obvious, unfortunately. Yeah, this one my queen's just hanging in the end. What if I just trade off? I still lose the pawn. Queen coming out somewhere doesn't look like it does anything. Pushing here undefends this guy, so maybe this is good because you can't push because I take. Here, and if you like, try and attack me or something, I kind of just have to trade off. I don't think I have much. So here, you can come in with a little cheeky one. But I can get over here, which is quite good. That's not so good. Oh, then I can take here and take with check, which is kind of nice. What was my plan now? Oh, this. You come here. I take this guy. You take this guy. I take back. I'm still defending the pawn. Ah, but no, I'm not really, actually, am I? Attacking everything. Oh, your queen's also on the diagonal. Here, here. Here, you take. I take, hitting your rook. Rook probably comes here. I attack your rook again. I think this is my best chance. I've spent basically all my time now trying to figure something out. And if you sack, obviously I just have to take. And then I come back here with my rook. So here, I think I'm just trading. I don't know what else to do, to be honest. Coming in behind the pawn. Yeah, this feels like such a bad move, but it's kind of the only one I got. At least I have this square to run back to if I need to get out. What else do you do? You play f7 anyway. We've already looked at this. I take your bishop, you take my knight, I take your pawn. I'm protecting my pawn. No, I'm not. Here, here. Take, take. Take, take. I can come in here with a little cheeky one. Your queen can defend it, or your rook can defend it. Alright, we're gonna go with this because I really can't see anything else. Everything else just loses the pawn and has nothing that I can see. Yeah, none of my queen moves make any sense. This was the best one, but then I walk into this problem again anyway, and I'm not attacking this bishop, so let's do it. Let's do it. Here, so my plan on f6 was to go, oh no, hang on, to take, but I had this as well, so here, here, and if you trade off, I take, your rook probably comes over. I hit your rook again. Yeah, in that case, I guess I'm getting the exchange for a pawn and a bishop. You take, I take, you take again, and then then this rook is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Then I have to save it somehow. Maybe I come out onto this C file so I can put it on C7. Also, I don't know if there's any way I can like get at the king, but I can't find it. Any obvious moves I missed? The knight jumping in itself isn't the biggest problem just yet. F7 was also my main concern constantly. F6, I want to say F6. Yeah, dislodging my knight, which weakens my pawn. Here, here. You can still take it, unfortunately. I can hit your rook. I can come in, threaten a cheeky mate. Which doesn't actually quite work. I really need to get my other rook playing. And I feel like, oh man, maybe that was just too fast. Maybe I really need to get my queen up first. And then, but this just seemed like such a good move. Except now it looks like it wasn't. No, I don't know. Yeah, here we're just gonna trade. I don't know what else to do. But in that case, I think at least I can get my queen back behind the pawn, and my other rook behind the pawn, and my knight will then be able to make some other jumps or whatever, I guess. Boom, boom, nothing. Fall asleep crying. There was this idea as well, to let it be taken and move my pawn forward. Maybe that's... Wait, isn't that the one I was supposed to do? Because yeah, this one maybe isn't so good. So here, if you move your rook somewhere, I'm pushing the pawn. So you probably take, I take back. I'm not actually threatening anything just yet. Okay, yeah, just trading off. This I think also kind of works for me, doesn't it? Takes, you have to take back with your other rook. Then I can go here, does nothing. Oh no, hang on, so it takes with the other rook, push the pawn. Push the pawn, or defend the pawn. Because now there's no stupid fork, it's just, well, I actually can't defend the pawn anymore, then I have to just attack the knight instead, don't I? Yeah, so I think it's just this, here, 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 and then this hangs. So here, then f6 is still coming. So then it's finally time to get my two queens somewhere. Maybe behind the pawn. You do it again. I push it. Only one attacker and my knight can finally make a move. Somewhere like this, and then here. Take. Anything else? Anything else? Not really. Not really. Not really. Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna keep on thinking about it. Taking the bishop makes no sense. So you gotta take back with your rook. And now I can push the pawn, and you can step in front of it. And then I can jump my knight somewhere. I want to put it here, so maybe here to put it there. You know what? Maybe I defend the pawn now. Oh no, but I'm just never going to be in time, am I? defend it here, you can kind of upset me, stuff like this. Then I hit your knight, maybe you defend it with your queen or something. I gotta move my queen though. I'm almost certain this is the move now. So here, here, here. Here seems kind of silly. I don't think this really works. This seems kind of the best. You come over and then it's double attacked and double defended, but you've got f6 coming and you've also got this potential idea. So I think I have to push, and then after you attack it again I have to move my knight, come around, do something, attack this bishop, some such. Alright, so it's either here or here I guess. Here you get your knight jumps in. Which of them matter? Oh, I don't want to lose my bishop, so that's not good. Then I have to jump back again. So here, oh, here you jump here, I come back again. Your knight can go there, which is somewhat frustrating. I can hit it though, but then you're blockading my fancy pawn. So probably I have to go here to make sure your knight can't jump out. So I go here, you hit me. Here. And then there. I come here, you attack it again. Maybe I hit your knight. Make him move it. Push the pawn. You probably attack it again twice, and then I have to jump my knight somewhere. Here. To go somewhere. Alright, anyway, I think this is the move. I don't see anything else. We still want to try win this one day. So you're going to attack it. I'm pretty sure I have to push it. Because after f6 again, I have all of these problems we've had the whole time. And this also stops these guys from coming, and it also finally lets my other rook come into the game. Come over, I can defend it here. Oh, then I actually don't have to push it. Huh. Oh, but when you do this, then I'm kind of forced to. Because if I take, then you take my queen. And I'm not protecting that square, so I'm just going to screwed. Take here. Oh, hello, hang on. So here, 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 and I'm threatening to fork your queen and king. So you can get out of it, but then I still get this shot on your queen, and I get to castle behind, I get to promote behind it. And you don't have this because I take it. Oh wow, that's actually a kind of funny little queen sack plan. So rook over, f6, knight up, threatening a fork over here. You take, I take, you take, I take. And it's gonna be kind of tough for you to stop me from rook c8 check. You can get your queen out of the way, but it doesn't matter because the king's the one that needs to move. So move here. I hit your queen anyway, and if you move a king closer, I still just promote because your queen takes and I take away from your king anyway, and this is chair. Oh yeah, okay. That's a fun line. Unless I once again missed a million things, in which case it's not so fun. What if we do this up front? What if you play f6 now? I jump, you take, I take, you attack. Maybe I defend this way. You come in with your queen somewhere. Your rook, I went with my other rook coming in. Yeah, actually I think this might be okay. That the rook move maybe was not the worst. Maybe. We're not even trying to take the IQP, we're trying to promote a pawn. very ambitious, to say the least. What about knight here? Oh, knight here just hangs a piece, I think, because I go here threatening the knight. Where else do you jump? There then? Oh, that actually, my knight jump doesn't actually threaten shit. That's not fair enough. I can hit your queen, that doesn't matter. I guess I just push. No. Yeah, because maybe my jump doesn't actually do anything. Maybe I jump this way. So your jump, but I need my knight to be more active long term, don't I? But this is a great outpost because it can keep the pawn for a long time. So maybe after this, this pawn's weak. That's too much to calculate. I'm already confused. I'm already lost. Is my microphone on? Just okay, my microphone is on. Just all of this effort turns out I've been talking only to myself the whole time or something. Yo. I felt I was playing pretty good in the opening, but now I'm so lost. Okay, so f6 here, and if you don't take, then what? Or like f6, maybe I just do this. f6 and I just do this. My pawn's still defended by my queen, and then I can put my rook of my knight on d4. I'm stopping the IQP, I'm defending my isolated pawn. That's crashing, right? That's really nice. So here, rook over, defend it, attack with your... Oh, okay, then you're triple attacking my pawn. That's not good. Oh, hang on, then I defend it again. I can do that. You take, I take. And your knight's not going to be able to take anything in time. Here, I could also push. I don't know how to clear out the c8 square, so I don't think that really helps us too much. So maybe this is just our next plan, with the rook coming over to b1 or c1, or even d1, depending on where that light square bishop goes. Yeah, okay, so knight back. It looked like there was a great plan, but I think you're just going to sit there and make me unhappy. If you take, you know, we're talking, we're in business. No, we're not in business. I think I'm just going to defend. Oh no, now I can't jump there. Oh, hang on, so here, I have to hit you first. You're going to come over here. You jump there. I hit you, you come in behind me. I come in behind you. Hitting this guy. Well, you can also just go there directly, I guess. Just block off my view of my pawn. I could come here though. That's okay. Yeah, okay. Otherwise, maybe just rook out before anything else. You block off my view. I can come around here. You attack. Hang on. Eventually, this is gonna be a problem. Here, you have to jump. Oh, then I've got this though. Take. So, here you have to jump anyway. So maybe let's say I do this, right? You block me off, I can't see my pawn, my rook, my knight can still see it though. I bring my other rook in again. here. Oh, you can't because I take. What am I talking about? So you come this way, I guess. Hit you. Oh, that's terrible. You're coming in there to fork us. So here, 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 here you jump out. Okay, I think I'm actually just gonna... If I do this though, I give you this spot. Come here, I don't think I care that much. I need this, and I need a rook there. That's okay. Hang on. This is basically how I'm going to win, right? Bishop, pawn there. You take, I take, and there's a rook. All right. So maybe this is the move, and you go here. I defend it from the back. You attack it again, or something. Push here. I push it up, and then I'm threatening this. Okay. So maybe this is the move. Here I can take. Then we've all got isolated pawns, which is frustrating, but not the end of the world. Here, and mine is protected, and I'm threatening this. Okay, I think this is our plan. And if you come there, ugh, frustrating. Then I can't do this because you jump here. Then I have to go up somewhere first. Alright, we're doing this. I see you can also come there, but that's where you came from, right? So it's a bit okay. Just realized I walked into a potential fork here. I hate my life a little bit right now. I'm gonna have to like pretend that that knight is worth the same as my rook. It's not, but maybe there's enough complications that it's okay. Although that bishop is the one protecting c8 the most, so maybe this is not the end of the world. Just bad. Just bad. So go here, you take, I take. Then you can come back. I cry. Otherwise, I actually let you take and I take back like this. I know, no, it's still protected, yeah. So here, here for instance, and if you do this, oh no, I can't keep everything protected, can I? Alright, I have to go for the knight instead. Yo, I love how you spend 6 minutes on a move and then as soon as you play it you're like, ooh, whoops, this doesn't help. So we just have to trade knight for bishop. Although there's also that. I can't get to that square unfortunately. If I could, that would be pretty flippin' great. Here you take, I take. Oh, I'm also threatening your pawn here. And if you come for me here, then I come in here with this threat. Oh wow, actually this might actually not be the end of the world. Take here, I take here. That square is pretty weak, so you probably want to do something about it. Maybe you come back. I don't know. This pawn is kind of weak. Okay, maybe I want to take there. So here, 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 here. Take there. How do I can do this, but then you're going to push, right? Oh, but then I can take, and I can actually make multiple amazing pawns. And I can still block up the... Ooh, wow, okay, this is so complicated again. Maybe you take that pawn, now you've got to pass over there. Maybe I go up. If you defend it, I keep on coming through, I guess. I'm also stopping you. Oh, you can't come back that way anyway. If you push... Oh, you're coming back here, that's frustrating. I take, bishop comes back. Oh, you know what? Here, takes pawn here. Yeah, I can threaten like this, right? So maybe you push, and I take, and then you come back with your bishop, and then I'm going to come over here, and you can't take because, you know, that helps me towards my promotion square. Basically, this pawn needs to take something to get onto an easy square. Okay, I can't imagine they're not going to go for this fork. This looks, this skewer though, this looks clearly amazing. So trading these guys off. I've been doing this kind of stupid stuff for a while now. What was my plan if they attack me? Oh, maybe I do this. Sweet. And I'm blocking that bishop at the very least for a second. Then I can do this. Oh, hang on. Shit. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm calculating like absolute trash today. Here. Maybe I go there then. Still protecting and actually hitting this pawn. Oh, I don't. Oh man. It's difficult to keep both of these alive, right? You can take and you can take my pawn. So on this move, I gotta find something better maybe. Maybe here? Then you come up, then I come in, you take, I take. You take there. It'd be great if there was some amazing sack, but I don't see it. Oh, hang on, take here, you take back. That might be it actually. Rook has to sack itself, queen can't get there in time. Hello. So here... Oh, this was the f6 move though. Okay. Here. Takes there. And I sack this, hitting your rook. And your king. You do this. And then I do what? Oh, I'm not on the right... I'm not on the right file with my queen yet. Shit. Then I take here, I guess. Oof. That's frustrating. I thought I had this, but my queen's not actually on the back file. Here, takes. Too slow. Your queen can come up, rook can come over. Oh, then I do this, I guess. Oh shit, it's actually happening. Okay, let's hope this was correct. So I'm looking at this, and obviously if you take, that's still great for me. Here, and if you come that's here, and if you come here, this is also pretty good for me, I think. Let's see, you take here. Nope. Oh, this is hanging. Right. Here, this is hanging. Oh, hang on. Yeah. That was the whole point of that. So here, if you take, I go take here, and things are pretty good. Here, if you skewer me, I come up, you take my rook, I take your knight. I'm assuming you take my pawn. And then I take, and go here. If your queen comes up, I cut it off. And I'm actually threatening to put my queen over here and either promote or take or something, I think. If your rook comes up, obviously it's weak. So here, here, here. Can you hit my queen in a way that pisses me off immensely? Yes, you can. Okay, but unless you stop your attack, then I can take your pawn. And then you can fork me again and I can cry about, oh, this is check. Never mind. Alright, so this, this, this is what I got. This is what I got. Obviously taking, I think, is kind of good for me. This guy's also hanging. My queen and my rook are on the right file, so really the only problem is this fork. This is no bueno. And I can't cover these squares with my knight. Here it comes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Imagine they do something like this now. I would be bizarrely confused. What do I do then? I'm not sure, to be honest. Do I take this guy? If you come here with your rook, I think I do this, to be honest. You take, I take, you take, I push, and then I take your knight after. And then you take my, depending on where you went. If I went there, then I guess I have to come in instead. Expecting this though. The other thing that this is maybe, oh, you know, hang on. So here, you take, I can take with check first. And then you can stop me and I can cry about it. Take here, take there. Can't attack it again, so that's kind of pointless. Yeah, so I just take, but I can still, nope, I can't do it. So here, 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 here. Your queen, your bishop can stop me from coming in if you push. If you do anything else, oh, I can check here and go this way. Oh, that's pretty good actually. So here, here, take there, sack there. Go here, and then I've got this, which is pretty good, right? Probably. I'm not sure. King will start running around, but I only have the bishop and the queen and the forward pawn, so maybe it's a bit speculative. If you go here and I go here now, I guess you just take it and just I cry. What if I attack your queen? Can't go there, can't stay there. Can go here. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any other moves I gotta do this. And obviously if you do your stupid knight jumps, I can at least take with check. Alright, here we go. Threatening the knight. This check is less important because the knight can jump into it, which is kind of spoiling the party. I'm threatening the knight in a million ways, actually, I just realized. So I could take it this way and then push, and then here, and then push through. I mean, your bishop needs to come back, so actually maybe I need to stop it. Here, here. If you come back, I can take with check, which is pretty great. You can stop me, but I can get out of the way again. Take, check, check. Nope, that's pointless. Maybe this is a thing to consider. Take, 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 push. So I gotta be careful now. What are my other... Bishop, I mean, you gotta take there, I feel like. If you come back, then I gotta do this jump first. What if I do this jump now? Can't go there. Can't go there. If you go there, I can push. Well, you also have this, which is frustrating. Although then you check and your king is running far, far away. Queen's gonna come here. No, I can't. Check. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should take this way. There's too much to calculate. Oh wait, hang on. This was what I was actually looking at. Yeah, I don't want to take now though, because the knight jumps there and that just... Well, actually, knight jumps here. I hit your queen. Gotta move somewhere. If you move there, I take. You take back. I push. Maybe you run it out of the way somewhere. And it's bishop and knight versus bishop and knight. And I'm still one pawn up, but hard to win. Here, I mean, I'm just going to take this, right? This in-between move seems fun. This, I push immediately. You have even less squares to go to. Oh, but your knight's messing my time up a bit. Wow, this looks really good, actually. If you go, you can't. This is looking very strong. Here, I take. And then I take. This is looking flippin' amazing. Here I can hit you, here you can't go, here I can hit you. Here, this is probably the best move here, right? Then I take your knight. You probably bring back your bishop. I push. You put something there, maybe you put your bishop there. I check. Your king has to run somewhere. Oh, I'm gonna go for it. This looks strikingly delicious. And if you go here, I think I can check again your queen. So this, I think, is the best move that I can find. And we're going to take with our bishop on this knight in that case. So here, here. The rook is limited in scope. I still have this potential. This potential one, unless you take with your bishop there. But I don't think you have the time. Don't think that works out. My mother-in-law's back. Hang on one second, close it. Oh my goodness. Serious bees knees this. I kind of like this move. This still kind of falls for the whole... This still falls, so the knight doesn't have any intro move that looks good. This and this and this and this look rather dangerous. This is the best one I can find. I take here, preparing to push more. You don't have any dark square control anymore, really. So here, here, your knight can, your rook can go here, or I don't really know where, to be honest. You can't attack my knight anymore. I'm just gonna push. And then there's just this bishop coming back. So here, here, bishop coming back is kind of the frustrating point. Push, bishop jumps in. Check, king probably runs away, I guess. And then I was going to do this. Oh, hang on, I can do better. I can do better. Oh, this doesn't work, does it? I can check, and your queen can't get in the middle. Yeah, okay, I think this is just blunderinos now. I'm so scared it isn't, but I'm pretty sure we calculated this. So that's check, and now your queen's gonna hang. And there's no mate at the back, we've got lift, even if the back rank was open. Alright, I worked really hard for that win, I'm very happy. Alright, hello everyone. I see a bunch of people in the chat. I don't know anything about the moves you suggested, but I will read all of that afterwards. Right now, I'm going to go out of Zen mode and this view. Let's go to full screen. Hello, full screen. Why is everything so messed up? This doesn't look right. Make that bigger. And I'm actually going to quickly pop over... Nope, that's not right. I was trying to pop over the other way. So maybe I do this. What do you see now? Yeah, you still... What? I'm confusing myself immensely. Hang on one second. This is what we want to be looking at. I'm getting out of zone, but... GG. It was tight. I'm trying to like not show you guys one of the windows. I want to like set up. You can chat in text only or join with audio, video. Oh cool, Simon is keen to have a chat. That's going to be really nice, because this game was... Hey, that was so much to calculate. Audio is fine? Okay, great. Please wait 1 minute. I will set it up. Get your microphone and see if it works, etc. Alright, so if everyone else can just give me a few seconds to deal with having to set this up again, because I'm not good at this. I'm gonna put on some music. And thank you, by the way, for everyone who's watching. I super appreciate it. 84 views is nice, but even more important, the 8 people or the 7 people who are hanging out watching. I really appreciate that. So we are going to... Okay, hang on. I'm trying to pop out. It still doesn't work. What are you seeing? What are you looking at? You guys aren't looking at anything. Oh, here we go. No, that's not what I want to show you. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, let's pop out Slack. What are you watching now? Alright, you guys are watching the game. Okay, so hang on 1 second. Ay, ay, ay. So bad at figuring all of this out. Let's see. Shortly. Doop 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 doop. Oh, Gary, you've got the superstar. Thank you. Thank you very much, Duck, for chilling out as well. Create a room. simonWasHere. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now I just have to hope I can still do this. Too many windows open. I really need extra monitors for this kind of stuff. Uh, Alright, let's see if he's in here. Oh, man, okay, before Simon comes, because I don't want to like have all of this conversation when they're there, but oh, that one felt good. That one felt very good. Although it would have been nicer if we continued down the line a bit. I think it would have been fun to see if it actually works out or not. Oof. Where am I supposed to be looking? Okay, oh, here we go. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna mute my mic. Oh, no, I'm not gonna mute mic. Hey, Simon, can you hear me? I can see you talk. Hang on, 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I can hear you and you can hear me. Now I just have to try and find a way to put you into the stream. So just give me a second.
Cool.
Alright. Okay, everyone. Simon, can you please say hi? Let's see if this works.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Anyone in the chat, can you please tell me if you can hear Simon say hello? Can you hear Simon say hello? Simon, go one more time, please.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So I can hear you twice, which is maybe a little bit incorrect. But I think that means it's working. Uh,
Hello?
1 second. I'm actually going to try and like mute you in one spot to see if I can hear you somewhere else. Please keep talking for a little bit.
Hello? Hello?
Nope, that doesn't work. Okay.
Oh dear, technical problems.
It's not a technical, yeah, it's because my speakers are too close to the mic, I guess. So when you speak, my computer's playing the sound that you're doing and my microphone's picking it up. This is just me kind of not having done the work to remember how to figure this out. 1 second. Audio settings. No, this is all. I mean, I can hear you, so we can start. But if I can avoid it being a.
Okay.
If I can avoid it. Oh, hang on, they might also hear
Yeah.
me twice. Wait. Wait, but you can't. Can
I
you.
can see it.
I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna cut my mic once or twice. Just tell me if my voice cuts out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J,
Yeah, your
K.
voice just cut out.
Okay, cool. Alright,
Your
so
thing cut out for a second.
we're gonna do exactly what we're doing now. If anyone tells me that they're hearing Simon double, sue me. I don't remember how to fix this right now, and I don't really have energy to worry about it. Alright, Simon, we're
Me
not.
and my
Yeah,
identical twin here, that's why you can hear me twice.
exactly, exactly. There's just two of you, one in the room with you, one in the room with me. So I'm going to put our game back on the board. I'm not going to open up the analysis window with the engine and stuff, because I'm scared someone ran it. Oh, alternatively, I can just put it into a study. I just don't want to look at what the engine says right now. That's all. Um,
Okay.
okay, how about, you know what? Because
Well, I felt like I messed up a bit in the after the opening, and then I was under a lot of pressure, and I didn't maybe defend very accurately. But I think I was definitely felt like I was under a lot of pressure in the middle of the game.
yeah. So I'll just tell you what I was saying at the start. I was super excited to play a Slav because it seems like that's what you've been playing more recently. And I was super not excited to play a Queen's Gambit Declined. But then when you went into the Tarrasch, I didn't actually know what was going on. And then after I played Knight F3, you also took a think. So I was like, hey, maybe it's just a game now. Maybe it doesn't matter so much that I don't know what's
Well, the
going
thing
on.
was, after you played six bishop f4, that's not part of my opening knowledge. Usually, on after d4 d5 c4 e6 knight c3 c5 c takes d5 e takes d5. Usually, well, there's a couple of lines, but like the main line is g3 and fianchetto the bishop, or there are other stuff you can do, but I haven't seen bishop f4, so that confused me, and I stopped to think for a bit.
Okay, so I said as well, I have no prep against the Tarrasch, by the way. I like know nothing, but very recently I watched the Hanging Pawns video for like a repertoire for D4, and he was like, he showed a bunch of lines, but my big takeaway was if you don't know what's going on, play bishop a4, e3, and just like castle and just have a game. So that was basically
Okay.
just I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm like maybe this is safe. Maybe I can just be safe, so that's okay. Oh, RG said you're quite quiet. Maybe I'll try up your volume a bit. He will be a little bit quiet relative to me because I'm the one with the fancy microphone on my computer, but I can up his volume. Alright, Simon, you don't have to do anything. I've upped your volume. Just keep talking like you've done before.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. Yeah, bishop e6, I put it on the board now. It's kind of the first position where I was like, okay, well, that's probably not too bad for me, right? Considering that you've got the long pawn light square bishop right now. I don't know if this is part of some prep or something.
I mean, that no, this is all just trying to work out what's over the board. I was wondering at various points whether I should play c4 or not, but I never did.
Yeah, I think c4 is, I mean, it's ambitious in the sense that you might try and get an IQP, you might try and get a isolated, like, passer on the queen side eventually, but probably, like, in the short term, it's probably not the best move. Although
I think if
it's
I
hard
play
for me to
c4,
prove
you can
why.
just play b3 and challenge it immediately.
Yeah, yeah, I was actually thinking maybe b3 is the way I would go. Because I mean, I have to challenge it. Otherwise, you're like a6 and b5, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, all right, black's
Yeah.
gonna win. What am I doing now? All right, but that didn't happen, so I was happy to see that because it's less scary. And then I think queen d7 is probably where I started to find like my ideas. Like, oh, hang on, I can pin the knight and attack it, and I'm gonna double the pawn. And so I think from queen d6 up until basically on rook c1 and basically up until you pushed c5, I kind of had an idea of what was happening here. I don't know if like queen d6 is actually
Yeah.
losing, but it definitely looked like it gives me options, right? Initiative.
Yeah, I mean, I did queen d7, and then your bishop pinned me, and yeah, then when I went queen to c8, maybe, and it's all a bit awkward after you've, yeah, the pawn exchanges probably weren't in my favour in the end because it's hard to me, say on move 16, like things are always looking a little awkward.
I had to see, you know, like the
Yeah.
b4 and stuff though. So anyway, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So yeah, finally, like now I have an isolated passer, and I thought that my plan with rook b1 I thought was a great move, but then after knight e4, rook b7, and here was it here I spent like all my time. I realized like I have no idea what to do. Like everything looks like I just lose the pawn or I lose like a rook or something terrible. I don't know if you saw anything that looked like I could have played it, but I basically played rook e7 out of kind of like process of elimination. I had like no idea what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you take a while to think about it. I think, and then, I mean, it seemed reasonable for me to challenge it. I'm not sure if that was correct or not, but it was annoying being on the seventh rank for me. And then even after it's exchanged, what do I do really?
Yeah, no, for sure. I actually, to be honest though, I felt like being able to trade it off was actually good for me just because I had no idea what to do with the rook. Like I couldn't figure out how to use it, and I knew f6 would come at some point. So yeah, so I don't know. I actually felt a bit relieved that you played that
Yeah.
because I at least had seen that. But then again, I had to take a million years to figure out where to move my queen because this stupid knight of yours now all of a sudden has like so many like it can either hit me or it can like stop my access to the pawn by going to like c4 or like if I bring out my rook I don't know, it's just yeah. So queen c2 also took me forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have liked to put the knight on b5, but then you can just play a4 and kick it. So that, but yeah, I was trying to move it into a better place. But
Yeah, I saw the
yeah,
knight
yeah,
b5 and then I
it's
thought
just an awkward position because of your pawn being so far advanced.
yeah,
It's hard to defend.
it's not like winning, but it's awkward and like I did say like right b rook, oh sorry, knight b5, and then I play a4, and then you play like rook a3, and all of a sudden I'm like forked by my rook and my queen because I couldn't get there fast enough or whatever. So yeah, I was probably gonna move my queen again if you played your knight out there because I don't want to lose the exchange. But then, oh look at that! I actually walked into my own kind of pin. Although you played f6 first, which actually was the only line I was really looking at intensely, because everything else I was just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna play queen
Yeah, I think it was
c5.
better to play. It would have been better to play bishop f5 first, probably. But I was like, I couldn't work out the tactics.
Oh shit, Simon, I lost you a little bit there. You said you couldn't something something.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, sorry, that was me. Sorry, you were saying you were looking at it, but you couldn't something something. My connection's bad. Sorry. Oh no, Simon! Simon, don't leave me. Oh, my leeches keeps reconnecting. My connection is rubbish. I really thought this connection here was better than back home in Osaka, but now it looks like it might be just as bad. Oh no. Still there? Hello? Oh, ah.
Hello again. I can hear you again. Can you hear me?
Ah, I can still hear you. I'm so sorry. My connection is absolute rubbish. Sorry, you said that you couldn't quite figure out, I'm guessing, the line with just playing the bishop straight or something.
If you and I couldn't quite work them all out exactly, so I just played something in the end.
Ah, I got you. Okay. Yeah, but I did kind of look at it a little bit, so for me that was okay. I actually think I actually thought your best move, by the way, at the end, knight e4. I thought your best move might be queen a7, but I actually think I might still be a little bit better. I don't know, but it looked, because
Yeah,
yeah. Then I take the knight, and then I like do some other stuff.
that was just a blunder at the end. But
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, I think you must be winning in that position. But obviously, I shouldn't blunder the queen away. But even with the correct move, I think you
Yeah, I mean, I would
got
hope so, but I really,
a significant.
honestly, I'm sure if we look at the engine, there's be like up and now equal, lost, equal, lost. Like, I'm sure that I messed up the progression somewhere. It's so much to calculate. Oh man, but anyway, it was fun. I was very surprised you didn't play the
Well,
Slav, by the way. Did you just decide you shouldn't be so predictable, or what was the plan with that?
no, I used to play the Tarrasch. Tarrasch. I haven't played it for like 8 or 9 months, but I've decided to switch back to it.
Okay, well, you definitely caught me off guard. I didn't see the Tarrasch coming at all. I didn't even think it was Tarrasch. I just thought like, oh no, Queen's Gambit declined. I've played this for quite a long time, and I still didn't know how to win in the Queen's Gambit decline normally, like the exchange variation. So the Tarrasch was even a little bit. At least I was like, well, now I have no like bad blood or bad experiences. I just have nothing with this opening. So yeah. All right. My anyway.
Yeah, I've never played like the standard Queen's Gambit declined. I've only ever played the Tarrasch after e6. So yeah, if I had played the Queen's Gambit declined, you'd have beaten me very easily because I've got no idea what I'm doing.
Oh no, we actually that would have probably been an equally equal game because honestly, my Queen's Gambit decline exchange is weak. My anyway. All right. My
But
anyway.
you must have seen it quite a bit.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. I know what the ideas are. I just never seem to be able to execute it. Like Black has plenty of counterplay. I never seem to be able to do it right. But anyway, that wasn't this
Okay.
game, so let's not worry about it. Thank you again, by
Yes.
the way, for the scheduling at this time. It turned out to be kind of a rough start. I had to like get my son to bed, kind of, and then give up and give it to my wife, and now I have to go apologize to her. But yeah, I was glad we
Right.
could get the time in around now.
Yes, it was a good game. Thank you. It was interesting, and I'm sure when I go through it again, I'll have quite a bit to learn from it, and
Yeah,
I'll learn what to do against Bishop F4 in those lines.
I actually think it's gonna be a good chance for me to actually figure out what to do against the Tarrasch as well. So thank you very much. Win or lose, it definitely added a lot of value to my
Cool.
general kind of trying to improve. Yeah. Any last words, by the way? I think on the stream you've got like 7 or 8 of the regulars still watching from the Slack. I don't know how active you are in the Slack community, by the way, but if you want to say anything to anyone.
Not massively. No, just thanks for the game. It was good, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cool, man. Thank you very much, Simon. I appreciate it. Yeah, the one person says that you have a radio voice. I agree. Your voice is very, very easy to listen to. But anyway, thank you very much, and thanks for coming on
See you
afterwards. By
later.
the way, that's really nice. And yeah,
My
have a good
pleasure.
weekend.
You too. See you. Bye.
Cool. Bye bye, Simon. All right, and that was it. Bishop before is a random move that paid off. I mean, it's not random. It's like the only idea I had versus the Tarrasch. But anyway, thank you very much, everyone who stuck around, who came and saw a bit of the story, who listened to Simon for a bit. My internet connection is a bit weak, but thankfully we got to hear a bit from him, so that was really nice. I have now got to go down and apologize to my wife because this did not turn out to be the good day that I was hoping it would be for me to come play chess. That said, I do think that my kind of like training games have paid off a bit. The engine will, laugh at me later, but at least it feels like I was calculating better. Still full of holes. I'm sure, Bobby, you were like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But in general, I felt like I was uh, calculating it a bit better. And the original kind of idea with the bishop coming to b5 is something I saw in the Slav prep, actually, I was looking at. So I'm very happy to have recognized something from a different situation that could be usable here. Um, I recently watched something from Feingold, and he was also like, how to improve at chess. And one of his things, like, you got to know this tactic, but in every other game. So I feel like I'm improving a bit, which is great. Living up to being one of the fantasy picks. Yay. Alright, so thank you very much, everyone. This was a super fun game. I'm going to be doing a little bit of analysis on it myself later still. But for now, I think it's time to sign off, go to the toilet, go check in on the wife and the son, and I will see all of you again. Probably no stream the rest of the weekend. Probably again on Monday when we do our recap of week 1. So yeah, thank you very much and see you all next time. And if you are not a subscriber, but you're actually one of the few people who are watching at this point still, please consider subscribing. It's going to be forever and a day before we get to anything uh, resembling a big channel, but it's super nice to see more people interested in the content that we're doing here. So